Hi there, my name's Abe Brown. I'm the founder of Momentum Coaching, and I'm the author of the transformational book, Getting Where You Need to Go. I'm also the North American president of the Certified Coaches Federation, which is one of the largest certified life and executive coach training bodies in the world. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to check this video out with me, where I want to talk a little bit more about coaches, certified life and executive coaches, and their work. Now, sometimes when I'm out, in the supermarket or at a networking event or out there just shaking hands and getting to know people, they ask me, they say, what do you do? And I say, well, I do life coaching, I do executive coaching. The question sometimes comes to me, well, what exactly do coaches do? The aim of a life coach or an executive coach is to enhance an individual's performance and their life experience. We all have a different experience of living. For some, it's positive, it's healthy, it's holistic. And for others, they're living limited, it's almost trapped lives. And this doesn't just apply to individuals, it also applies to executives, and it also applies to organizations. And the focus is, solution-based. Coaching understands that people and organizations are able, they're functional, they have amazing capacity. And coaching is a results-oriented, systematic process in which the coach facilitates performance enhancement, facilitates life skills development, business skills development, organizational skills development, and helping us to develop what I call a healthy mess, a healthy mental and emotional support system. This is a framework of believing, of thinking, of feeling that can help us in terms of our goals and objectives rather than hinder us. Sometimes people say something like this, I'm my own worst enemy. Now, they don't really mean they're their own worst enemy. What they actually mean, I think, is that the way that they're believing, the way that they're thinking, the way that they're kind of wired up here isn't necessarily supporting them in terms of having a great experience of life. And so coaches can come alongside of us and help there to be a shift in that belief system so that we end up with a healthy mess, a mental and emotional support system, rather than an unhealthy mess. Again, a mental and emotional support system. And of course, this also applies to organizations. Every organization has a unique culture, and what a great life or executive coach can do is get into that organization, sit with the executives, sit with the managers, sit with the people on the shop floor or on the ground level, and understand that culture and then help there to be a shift. Because let's be honest, some organizations don't have a culture that's going to support them in their business objectives, whereas other organizations do. And so a coach can help us to do that. One of the amazing things about life coaches and executive coaches is that they can hold us accountable. They help you to stay focused. They help you to stay grounded. They help you to stay accountable. I mean, there's a non-judgmental focus in coaching so that you end up having an ally, a supporter, a guide, not somebody who has an agenda for you, but someone who wants to help you uncover your agenda. Now, some of the amazing qualities of great coaches is that they're accomplished listeners. They have the capacity to really listen deeply, and what a treat it is when somebody listens to us fully. Secondly, they're reframing professionals. They help us to rethink a limiting belief or a situation and help us to turn a problem into an opportunity. The third thing is, they suspend judgment. Coaches don't judge you. They don't judge your organization. They're your partners. They're the ones who come alongside of you. Now, they're going to ask you thoughtful, reflective, awareness-generating questions, but not from the perspective of having an agenda that they're judging you against, but from the position of helping you to support the goals and objectives that you have. Great coaches have discretion and principled values. I mean, they're not perfect people, but they operate from a base of integrity. And, coaches also have the capacity to offer possibilities and solutions. Sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we get frustrated when we're stuck, and then we try even harder and we get even more stuck. So coaches come alongside of us and help us to kind of get unstuck so that we can move on and we can move forward. Now, one of the things that I want to say as I wrap this up about coaching is that it's very situational. It's very strategic, and actually it's very specific. When I'm working with a client, if they're committed and competent, my role is simply just to empower them, just to set them free. But sometimes you kind of run into a client they're competent. I mean, they have all kinds of ability, but they're not really committed. And I found that a lot of the time the reason for that is that they lack clarity. So then as a coach, I'm going to come alongside of them and facilitate clarity. Maybe you're sitting here watching this video and you're saying, yeah, I'm competent, all right, Abe, but I'm not really committed. I'm not passionate. I'm not going for it. I'm just kind of putting in time here. You need a coach. You need someone who can ask you some questions and kind of help facilitate some clarity, because you don't want to waste all that potential. You don't want to waste all that amazing capacity that you have. Now, if a client is committed, but they're not competent. You see, so sometimes somebody's committed and they're passionate and they're going for it, but they really don't necessarily have the competence that they need. Then what we need to do is teach them. Coaches help us to build skills, help us to build some proficiency, help us to really drill in. Now, if a client is neither committed nor competent, because sometimes that happens, meaning that they don't really know what they're competent in and they don't know what they're committed to, then I encourage them. I work with my client and we dig deep. In other words, we go back. What's your personal values? What's the values of this organization? What's your personal mission? What's the mission of this organization? And what's your life fit? And a couple of years ago, I was privileged to write this book, Getting Where You Need to Go, where I talk about the concept of finding and fulfilling, discovering your life fit, and then living it with all of your heart. Now that life fit, it's an acrostic. I mean, sometimes people don't necessarily like acrostics, but I can tell you this one is an amazing one. The L in life fit stands for learn about your passions. The I speaks to investigate your personality. We all have a unique personality. The EF stands for find out your gifts, find out your abilities. The E speaks to exploring your marketable skills. The second F is figure out your personal mission. We all have a personal mission. And then the I speaks about include networking and relationships, because we all get by with a little help from our friends. And then the T speaks to taking opportunities as they arise. And I encourage you, if you'd like to pick up a copy of this book, I'd be more than happy to send one out. Just go to www.gettingwhereyouneedtogo.com and you can order one, or you can also go to amazon.ca, amazon.com, Amazon in the UK and in Europe, and you can pick this book up. It's not an expensive book, but I can tell you it will change your life. And I get emails and phone calls from people on a regular basis about how this book has helped to inspire them and bring them back to a place of clarity so that they're dialed in, they're focused, and they're on their way. Now, sometimes people ask this question as I close: how do I become a coach? Well, there are several paths to becoming a coach, and of course everybody has their own path. I mean, some folks never get trained and certified, but they're just out there coaching people, making lots of money doing it, sometimes not making money doing it. Here at the Certified Coaches Federation, we really believe that your life experience, along with whatever kind of previous education you've had, your work experience, and then having a passion for people are really the fundamental prerequisites for becoming a coach. Now, what you want to do is add to that some training so that then you can become a certified coach. And the CCF certification process is a very simple process whereby you come, you take a live workshop with some of our master coach trainers, and it's a 2-day transformative process that can help certify you if you fit the prerequisites of the appropriate amount of life experience and work experience and previous education, along with that passion for people. And that 2-day intense training that we have in over 200 cities around the world will absolutely change your life and get you going on that coaching journey. Now, of course, like any journey, it's just a start, so you need to add to it, maybe more training. We have a continuing education program that you get enrolled in for free for life as a result of taking this training, so we're going to continue to support you in your coaching journey. If you'd like more information, just check out www.certifiedcoachesfederation.com. Some of you need a coach. Some of you need to start coaching. And so both of you, please get on it. And thanks so much for checking this video out here today.